And welcome back to Let's Play Sonic 06. Last time we finished Kingdom Valley after much difficulty, and this time we have to get to Eggman's secret base. Now we can talk to people but actually know what to do, so let's just cut to the chase. Orange people typically have hints, by the way, and that's not meant to say that they have a lot of, like, a high vitamin A diet, but like people with orange question marks. So it's an underwater lab basically. Former researchers may be able to guide us. I don't know where the former researchers actually are, to be fair, but I actually know what to do. I don't know if we actually have to talk to them to trigger it, so we're using our newly acquired purple gem to break this part. The key is the bell towers. There's a bell tower. Okay, let's use the sky gem, first person. That is not the right button. Also, you can do this, but you have to be perfectly still to do the charge up, unlike other games. So let's use the sky gem just to look around. There's a bell tower. Okay. There's a bell over there, and there's the bell tower behind Sonic's huge head. So that's what we have to do. We have to ring all the bells. Make like Tales of Vesperia and ring a bell. That is an obscure joke right there. That is a really obscure joke. The main theme song of Tales of Vesperia is called Ring a Bell, so that's what I'm referencing. I like the song. I have not finished the game though. I'm still working on it. Which is actually hilarious that one of the games I most wanted on Xbox was Tales of Vesperia, and yet that's a game that I still haven't finished, just because it's long. Long games I tend to lose steam on pretty quickly. And I was thinking about watching an LP of Tales of Vesperia and playing alongside it just as motivation, and to just have a general idea of what to do, because I'm a little bit lost, to be honest. Also, the purple gem makes collecting the silver medals a lot easier, so that's also why I recommend it. Since you can jump infinitely high, makes sense. Ring all the bells. And I probably just killed myself. No, I actually lived. I am alive. I am alive. And yeah. For some reason the gem didn't work there, by the way. I was mashing A and nothing happened. So that happens sometimes. Now, I'm not sure what I'll have to do here because I did die. So I'm not sure if I hit a load trigger or if I'll have to actually redo this again. I may have to redo it. And if so, I'll just restart the recording, because we just wasted 2 minutes. If not, if it's saved, that would be really nice. And it actually does. Normally this is, I think, sealed off, but you have to hit all the bells to open up the secret lab. Hey, you rang the bells, now you can get to the lab from here. This guy is supposed to be the one who tells you, by the way. But we totally circumvented that. Aquatic Base is Sonic's second longest level. Fittingly, it's his last. It's actually really early on for Shadow and Silver, but that's a story for another time. Another Let's Play. Tails, Knuckles. Suddenly they're here, by the way. This was also pretty advertised in the trailers, but I think for Shadow, not for Sonic. Because I remember one of the early stills for the game was of Shadow riding a motorbike through these hallways, which actually does happen in the final cut, by the way. But this is another level like Kingdom Valley where you don't worry so much about time bonus because of how long the level is, and you focus more on just flat out score. You want a very high score by the end of this, probably around 3,000 to 4,000 points. 30,000 to 40,000 is what I meant to say, because of how many points you need. You need 50,000, so if you get 100 rings and 40,000 points, you're golden. Also, you can actually do that slidey move through the laser and it won't hurt you, so that is a glitch. That is definitely a glitch. I think it's supposed to be like, oh, you slide under it, but the hitbox is actually touching the ground, so it isn't actually like that. But again, just if you're trying to go for S rank, just take out as many enemies as you can, get as high of a score as you can, and that's pretty much it. It's a pretty straightforward level. It's actually, in my opinion, one of Sonic's easiest S ranks, because it's pretty much a case of as long as you don't die, you will get an S rank. These little magnet balls are actually important for Silver, but not so much for Sonic, because he can't do anything with them, except homing attack them. This is actually required for Shadow later on in the level, but not so much for Sonic, because he can break it. And we'll get to that a little bit later. And the Magnet Balls just kind of throw off your targeting mostly. They don't benefit you with Sonic. So you have to actually defeat this guy, by the way. It's not optional. You actually have to defeat him. And then ride up the little ring. And voila. You have a new mechanic introduced in the last level. Balls that you have to ride. And dodge lasers. Lasers will destroy the ball. Metal there. There's actually a very good strategy for getting the metal, but we'll go into that later as per usual. Whoa. Maneuvering these little things aren't the easiest task in the world. Also, if you want, you could just use the purple gem. If you were like, nope, not gonna put up with this, you could just use the purple gem. Also, I just want to point out that we're a minute into the stage and we already have 12,000 points. So that's what I'm saying. It's a very easy level for just score to make up the difference that time bonus can't. Because a lot of levels are like that in this game where time bonus really is hard to get. Specifically in these later ones. Sonic is standing in the air. That is totally intended. So these little not blue, gray thingies are like magnetizers. Hit one and you get a score bonus because it'll destroy all the robots simultaneously. Except these ones are too high up, so it doesn't work. Have to actually manually force them if you want to get the score, which I do actually. This guy is not necessary to defeat, but I think it's worth like a lot of points, so I'm gonna go for it. Wow, his hitbox is weird. I hit him like dead on and it didn't work. Every character goes through this area, by the way, so get used to seeing it. It's actually worst in Shadow and Silver Story because it's the exact same part with both characters. Like I think you even switched to Silver during this part of Shadow's level. And then Silver plays through this part in Silver's level, so it's just very redundant and sort of like, why did you think this was a good idea? So laser robot, so my advice would just be spray and pray, just mash square in midair, just do this, and see, we took out quite a few of the robots just by blind luck. Again, it's very hard to not get hit during tail stages because of how slow he is, so that's not too unusual getting hit. Okay, Tails can break this part. You're supposed to go all the way around, but you can't just fly over the top, so it's like, I don't know what they were intending here. Like, were they intending you to just break it, or... Well, it feels like they wanted you to go all the way around, but it's not necessary. So why the heck would you? I would fly from here just for the extra momentum, and hit switch, and you're pretty much done. You just have to loop back around. Man, Tails is slow. I mean, I know Tails is supposed to be slow, but still. Okay, this part stinks because you have to actually defeat the enemies. My advice would be try to hit the gray thing, the enemy killer. But it's actually really hard because of them shooting rockets at you non-stop. So I actually recommend doing it from back here, but then you have to hit the magnet balls instead. And for some reason, one sometimes doesn't actually die from that because it's out of range, even though it totally is in range. So you have to actually manually snipe this guy, which is not the easiest thing in the world because he shoots like a constant barrage of lasers at you. So yeah, expect to get totally destroyed during Tails' section and make up the difference for rings with Sonic. That'd be my advice. See, we're already at 20,000 points and we've done like nothing. We're only 4 minutes in, well 5 minutes into the video because Sonic's, well the whole turning on everything. I think Sonic's supposed to say something but no subtitles appeared and I have no audio. So we're back here and you may be thinking, why are we back here? Well, long story short, despite hitting the switch to open the door, you now have to destroy enemies to open the door, which makes everything make no sense. And then a door opens up. I don't remember which door actually opens. This one. This part, you have to actually homing attack across the little magnet balls. That's what you're supposed to do. But instead, you can just do this. It's a sure shot. The other method is a little bit unreliable. You can often end up just going into a pit by accident, so you definitely want to do it that way. If you have the purple gem, of course, and if you didn't buy like the blue gem, you should be able to afford the purple gem, so that's my advice. Like these lasers, it makes sense that you can slide under them because there's actually enough room, but the other ones were like, you're literally going through a laser right now. Again, aiming for score, 5 minutes in, we're about halfway, so that's a good time. Lots of medals here. Again, my advice, skip everything. Don't even try to do this legit because it's kind of the landing on tiny platforms is never fun. But this game's weird jump physics where you have to like do the little spinny thing in midair. It's just easier to just, you know, use the infinite jump instead of just mashing buttons. Also, you haven't seen Knuckles in a long time, and if you were thinking that, I don't know why you would be, your wish will be granted shortly enough. You actually do get to play as Knuckles in this level, and I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not. Because Knuckles is not well equipped for this stage, he tends to be very buggy. Also, when I say 5 minutes, that's actually not true, because actually I just remembered the red gem slows down time, and actually slows down the counter by a couple frames. Knuckles gets stuck to walls easily. We didn't really see it in Flame Core because there weren't many walls to get stuck on, but it can be very hard to jump off walls sometimes. Now he's actually cooperating just because I said that. So luckily for us, this section is actually very short. Yeah, like that. It's like it took a lot of time to just jump off, and that time it worked first try. So that's my issue with Knuckles stages. We're at 40,000 points, so we need roughly purple gem is very dependent on momentum, so you want to run into a jump to actually be able to go anywhere. If you just jump from a standing position, you have your momentum at a standing position. Inertia, I guess you'd call it. So I would recommend actually, you know, running into it. And now bounce up to the thing. Voila. This is actually the end of the level, by the way. This is actually the end. Aha. Red gem works wonders, as per usual. There are hidden item boxes with rings if you need an extra little point bonus. Okay. For some reason that enemy was not taking damage for a very long time. I don't know if these enemies actually have names or not. But yeah, the bounce attack is really not that reliable. Actually, this isn't the end. That's the end for Shadow, I think, but not for Sonic. Sonic has a little more. But like, we're gonna get 50,000 points just through enemies alone, actually. Which is not unheard of with Sonic. Actually, Shadow is similar. Shadow and Silver both have a similar time, where you just basically rack up a lot of points. Like, it doesn't even matter when we got hit, because we have so many points. As is. So we're gonna get 50,000, not even really trying. Just don't die. That's literally my advice. My advice for this level is fight everything and don't die. Again, that's literally it. Not any more deep than that. It feels weird actually playing a Sonic level where you actually have to stop and fight everything. But this is a case of this actually being true. Again, that's the problem I have with Sonic story in general, that Sonic isn't equipped for this. So it's just kind of tedious. And the tornado kick doesn't help, by the way. The green gem, it really doesn't make combat any more tolerable. We have gotten to 50,000 points, so I'm just gonna run to the end. Because we don't actually need to fight anything else. Also, Laser Gate is useless. So, voila. Aquatic Base, done. That is the last stage for Sonic's story. We actually even got a tiny little time bonus there, for some reason. S rank, by default. Piece of cake. Again, you can replay, if you re-enter story mode through the episode select, you can actually replay this episode as much as you want, so it's actually a fairly solid episode for getting rings. Now keep in mind, you also have to play the final boss every time you do that. And we are done here for now. But we should watch the cutscene first.
Increasing. Engine output at maximum. Course plotted. Gate open. Lifting off.
And it's time for the final boss of Sonic's story.
Is this happening?
Or cutscenes first.
Oh! Playtime's over.
Sonic!
This ship is about to crash. Too bad, Eggman. I'm not finished yet.
Now it's time for the final boss of Sonic's story. I forgot there was that extra
You keep
cutscene.
getting in my way, you pesky little hedgehog. Very well. I'll take you out myself.
This is the Egg Wyvern. But, unfortunately, we are kind of at time. So, we're gonna have to save it for next time. I'll have some other content to show after. This boss actually takes like 5 minutes, by the way. So, it'll be plenty for one video. But in any case, thank you for watching and I hope you join me next time for the finale of Sonic's story. So, thank you again. First medal of Aquatic Base is directly to your left as you start the level, as it is in the box on the far left, not the middle one. I don't know what the heck happened there. A little bit of a glitch. The second medal is just in plain sight in this room. Third medal is also in plain sight in the ballroom. You can also use the purple gem if you're feeling really gutsy, but since your hitbox is so small, it can actually be hard to actually hit the medal. So I would recommend actually using the ball and just taking it slow. Medal number 4 is actually with Tails once you get to this upper platform. It's in the boxes to the end of the, like on the opposite side of where the spring is. And medal number 5 again is in plain sight. Just fly into it and there you go. Medal number 6, again you can just use the purple gem, but I opted to do it the legit way by just falling down to this platform and just riding on it. I like how Sonic's quills completely glitch out. You don't even have to jump for it. Number 7 is after the first blue shield, just break it and the medal is directly to your left. Number 8 is as Knuckles in the second to last platform with the switch. It's in the boxes. Medal number 9 is in the red light enemy-filled hallway. I took out all the enemies in advance, but it's on the left side of the room from when you start. And medal number 10 is actually in the very last area. It's after the boxes and all the enemies, and it's directly below the platform. And that is all the stage medals of Sonic's story. So next time, we will be taking on the final boss of Sonic's story. So thank you for watching, I hope you'll join me next time for more Sonic 06.